Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be making a Big Mac pizza because it just sounds really tasty and I really wanted to give it a go. The pizza is going to be similar to the one done by the channel Ethan Chlebowski. I'm pretty sure I didn't say that name right. I'll leave a link to his video down below because it's pretty good and it kind of inspired me to try making one of my own.
Pizza time.
So we're gonna start by making the pizza dough. So just find any pizza dough recipe that you like. So into your bowl, just add 3.5 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and then your 2 teaspoons of yeast, instant yeast.
The name's
yeast, instant yeast, 1.5 cups of warm water, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And you just pour it all on there and just start mixing it in together. Earthquake. Gets to the point where it's just easier to do it with your hands, so just do that. So once your dough is all combined, you now just knead it for a few minutes. Look at that. That's looking pretty good. Take your dough and rip it to shreds. Look at that. It's the double twisting method. This is the best way to knead your dough. Science has proven it like this. Wow, that's loud. So once you feel like you've kneaded your dough enough, chuck it in a greased bowl. Just cover it with a dirty tea towel you find on the side. And you're gonna leave it to rest for about an hour until it doubles in size. Now, I've got to clean up this mess I made. Brush all the flour into the cracks of your table, so that way it can't be seen on camera. There we go. So now we're gonna prepare the pizza like toppings. Because it's a Big Mac, we need some beef, but instead of beef, I got some Light Life plant-based ground stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna be using that. Look at it, look at that. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
wow.
So if you're wondering how much I'm cooking up about 170 grams, or just make it way bigger if you want to. So in a Big Mac, you get pickles. So we're gonna chop up some pickles. You need an onion. You need some iceberg lettuce. Like that is like the lettuce of fast food restaurants. I actually really like iceberg lettuce. Like a lot of people hate it. They're like, oh, it's pointless lettuce. This reminds me of that one Shaun the Sheep episode where he's like playing soccer, but they use like a cabbage and they're just like kicking it around. Little loose pieces of it, thinly shredded. You want your meat or fake meat to be crumbly, so just make sure you break it up into little pieces. So your meat should look like this. Obviously, this is fake meat, so it's not gonna go completely brown like regular meat does, but for me, this is cooked enough. So now we're gonna chop up some pickles. Ideally, you want like the big ones, not the baby pickles, because you're gonna chop them into like slices, and it looks better if they're bigger than little tiny thingies. But for some reason, only the baby pickles were on sale, so I just got some of those, because I couldn't be bothered. Chop up roughly 2 baby pickles or 1 big pickle. Let's chop up an onion now. Fun fact, did you know that if you wash the onion, it doesn't hurt your eyes when you cut it up because all like the stuff that hurts your eyes gets washed off? There we go. And we're just gonna loosely dice up some onion. So we're gonna be making the Big Mac sauce, or you can just buy it if you can't be bothered to make it. Into a bowl, add 2 large tablespoons of mayo, then about 1.5 of ketchup. It's pretty much approximate. You don't really have to like put that much effort into it. Then about a tablespoon of mustard. Then you add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of red wine vinegar, chuck in some salt. Now you want to add a little bit of sweetness to it as well. So I'm going to use agave nectar, but you can use whatever you want. Add roughly a teaspoon of that. Basically just make it how you like it. Like just kind of taste it as you go. So while you're waiting for your dough to double in size, clean up the mess you've made, because I know you've made a mess. Oh, it needs to soak. No, get on it right now, clean it up. So my dough now has pretty much doubled in size. We're gonna be rolling it out. Sprinkle a little bit of flour down on your table. On this pizza, we want a thick crust, so that way you can sprinkle sesame seeds along the sides of it. So make sure you do that. Yeah, so you just do this, kind of pinch around the sides to give yourself a nice crust. A little bit of flappity too. It is looking a bit big, but nobody ever complains about too big of a pizza. Nobody ever orders a pizza and is like, nah, take this back. It's too big. Just roll your dough like that to give it like a crust shape. Just give it a little bit of roly-poly-oly. I'm kind of happy with that. I know it's not perfect, but just do your best. You can make this as perfect as you like, or as not perfect as you like. It doesn't matter. So first, we're gonna put down some of our cheese. For cheese, I'm gonna be using this. It's called cheese, and it's actually really good. So if you're looking for a non-dairy cheese alternative, use this kind because it's actually really good. It's definitely my favorite fake cheese compared to all the others. One thing I found about this cheese too is if you want it to melt really well, make sure your pizza has a lot of sauce on it and make sure it's quite liquidy, because then the cheese can absorb that liquid and it can melt better. We're gonna just start sprinkling some of this down on here like that. Then we're gonna add our fake beef. Chuck that down. So now add on some Big Mac sauce as well. And then a little bit more cheese sprinkled over the top. So now we're gonna add some sesame seeds to the crust. Take an oil brush and brush the sides of your pizza. I hate it when packages like are sealed below the tear line, because then you tear it off and then you still can't undo it. Like, so annoying. So yeah, we're gonna sprinkle on some sesame seeds. And apparently these sesame seeds make the pizza taste really good, so don't skip them. And obviously we're trying to recreate the Big Mac, which has a sesame seed bun. So if you want to be as authentic as possible, you want to use sesame seeds. So now preheat your oven to around like 380 degrees-ish. So the pizza is done, it's cooked. You cook it for roughly 25 to 30 minutes. And then the next step is loading on the toppings. First, you start off by drizzling more of the Big Mac sauce on the pizza. And then comes the fun part. Get to sprinkle on some lettuce. How often do you put lettuce on pizza? Not often, obviously. Make sure every piece has a good chunk of it. Just sprinkle over your onion chopped up pieces. That's about all you need. Then you just layer on the pickles. And so there you go.
Look at all those
pickles! Then you get to eat it. As you can tell, my crust went a bit big. Like, it's probably a bit bigger than it should have been, so you probably don't need as much dough as I used. So now, time to chop it up and have a piece because I'm really hungry. I can't wait to try some. Right now it's almost 3 o'clock and I haven't even had any lunch today, so I'm pretty hungry. So funny having a pizza with lettuce on it. This actually tastes really good, like surprisingly good. It's better than I was expecting it to. It tastes just like a burger, which isn't really strange considering it's got everything a burger has on it. The pickles add so much to the pizza, they actually make it so good. I obviously didn't do something right because like the sesame seeds kind of like fell right off. Like they don't stick on the bread roll at all. So there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give a like and please subscribe. I have lots of other cooking videos, so check those out as well. And definitely give this a try because it is worth it. It's a great pizza. So I'm just gonna sit around and eat the rest of this pizza, so see ya.